Yes, what I'm going to try to explain is a bit the approach. No, I'm not going to go into detail into the science, but I'm very open for the Q&A, or later the people can look in my web, juanfranlopez.com, and send an email or any question regarding or if they want to know more about this technology. What we're trying to create is productive systems, but also that productive system, that low cost approach, and also healthy. I put always this image because this kind of ecosystem or systems are resilience in the time. How we can create a system that is redundancy and functions and have many benefits in the loop. This is a system that have a closed circles, so everything is recycling. And the key is that had many elements, and each element perform many functions. So if one element is missed, there is another element that can perform that function. This is La Mancha in Spain. And this is just 2 kilometers away to the previous picture. This is how the conventional agriculture is focused. If we keep the previous image, we can see that in this image, there is a lot of elements that they are missing. So this kind of system are no resilience in the time. So they need a lot of input from outside. Those input can be fertilizer or also pesticides. These systems are not healthy and live or keep in the time through subsidies, through the government, or a lot benefit from the government. So why we need to see or to understand the difference between a system that is the conventional agriculture, we can call that, I call here, rescue agriculture. The rescue agriculture is approach in you have a problem or you have a pest and disease, and then you treat that problem afterwards. What always I say that the fertilization is not just about the addition of elements, NPK or so on. We need to understand and to practice preventive agriculture. The preventive agriculture is that we not allow to those problems or those deficiencies of pest and disease happens. So there is a difference in the approach of the manage to the rescue agriculture or the preventive agriculture. And this is the key for me to build healthy systems. The rescue agriculture or the conventional agriculture mainly is just driven by elements. But the fertilization is further, or is more than just elements, is all the secondary metabolites or all the byproducts of the microbiology. That is phytohormones and so on, organic acid and other compounds. That is what make a plant healthy or not. For that, we need to encourage, or the key of this system of the preventive agriculture is to work with the engineering of the system. They are the microbiology. The microbiology is are the workers, and the engineering of the system. They keep the system closed and recycling. They solubilize the minerals so the plant can take straight away. Also, they keep the system in balance, and this is very important for many soils. And this morning, the presentation from Peter Jensen, I love it, because we were talking, it's very related with this approach at this presentation. We use also microbiology to clean toxin, to clean toxin in soils, to clean toxin in water. I heard some question about how we can clean a savan pond, etc., etc. Is through microbiology. The microbiology are the cleaner and the engineering on every system. How we can work with this microbiology to put from a healthy system that I saw in the first picture to a system that the human manage, that is the agriculture. So it's very simple, very beautiful, and very easy. We go and we collect from a healthy forest the microbiology. In there, we have the microbiology who perform all the functions in that system. So what we had to do, or the approach, or the aim of this agriculture, is to transfer those benefits through those natural and healthy ecosystems to a conventional or a managed land. How we can do that is to transferring all the info through the microbiology. So what we do is we collect this microbiology, a diverse microbiology from a forest. We put food, like we can say the cereal bran and molasses, and we keep in a fermentation for 30 days. After that, we are going to have a reproduced microbiology, very diverse, and we can use those microbiology for diverse purposes in agriculture. For example, we can add to enrich a compost pile. We can use for a soil that is damaged with toxins, with, for example, glyphosate, with a lot of microbiology. So the processes and how one way and one use to use is to make a liquid fertilizer. As you can see, the basic ingredient is very simple. It's just a source of food, like we can say sugar, molasses, also a protein source, milk, and the minerals addition, all the elements. We usually use hashes just to general purposes because have a lot of diversity in minerals. And this will be the inoculant, the microbiology from the forest, who is going to make those processes in a fermentation process. So at the end, what we are going to have is this liquid. Here we had a mud dangle, Ragmans, where we spray. And what we are going to have is a liquid, maybe in 30 days, that had microbes. The microbe is going to colonize, is going to help to the soil food web to keep the system in balance. We are going to have byproducts of that fermentation process, and this is what is the complex molecules that is going to create the health in the system. So it's for that at the beginning I say the fertilization is not just about elements or minerals, it's as well about phytohormones and other organic acids that we can put in that system. There are many traditional uses for the biofertilizer, for soil, for root inoculant, for seed, to treat compost, to apply with other products as well, not with chemical or with synthesized product. It has to be with organic products. So there are a wide range of uses of biofertilizer. For example, here in the image is in Mexico, seed coating, avocado seed coating. So it's for that at the beginning, we put that info in that seed, so the seeds at the beginning grow healthy with no pests and disease. Another uses with microbiology that we've done, this is in Spain, is a slurry factory. So this is all organic waste from the slurry. And here what we did is just to add lactic acid bacteria. There is a strong bacteria, and it's very easy to reproduce. It's just with rice and water. So what we do is to add that microbiology, and you can see in a few months, in 5-6 months, we can absolutely clean the slurry from a factory. This is, I think, is 4,500 square meters of pond, and it's very visual, this image, to the power of microbiology. As well, we use another inoculant to create this biofertilizer. For example, another important that we use is the cow dung inoculant, because in there you can find a very interesting microbiology that we can transfer to or manage land, to the agricultural land. So yes, the beauty of the power of this technology is, as Matt mentioned previously, is due to the high price of the fertilizer in the industry. Here, just I put a diagram with the NPK, how the prices since 2005. And then I would like to compare with the technology, with the just one seed or one cow, and the power of this approach. In here, this is these numbers are estimated, so are not very, it's not under a study or university. So it's just to give visually the power and why it's interesting to use all this. In the left, we can see that the seed of one cow can fertilize and nutrite 10 hectares. This is through a solid state, through compost or managing through amendments. But if we process that cow through, for example, fermentation, biofertilizer, you can even to manage 50 hectares of land. That have behind that you can save 25 tons of chemical fertilizer in that 50 hectares in 1 year. So it's very interesting and very powerful. So always I like this image, and the only thing that we have to do is to ferment that cow seed. This image doesn't mean that you have to put a barrel inside the cow. So it's very visual how the cow are very powerful to use in agriculture. The approach behind this is to understand and maximize all the resources from the property. So that is how we can manage land closer, how to work a forest, a healthy system. Is what I mentioned, this is just another biofertilizer with another inoculant, the cow dung, the milk, the protein food, the sugar, the carbohydrates, and the ashes. This is the source of elements, the diverse elements. We can do many other liquid fertilizer or biostimulants. For example, humus, we can make hydrolyze it just to break in all the compounds in the humus, or even we can get amino acid from, for example, from blood. It's just to know how to accelerate the breaking down process, all the proteins into amino acid in the blood. Or another source, for example, is with the fleece or wool from the livestock. This is pure protein. So the only thing that we have to do is allow and encourage that breaking down. And then we can have a natural source of amino acids. The approach of this agriculture or regenerative or preventive agriculture is feed the soil. In the meantime, you nourish the plant. What we have to do is to build a long-term fertility. And how we do this is through amendments or through microbiology in the soils, using as pre or probiotic, because we need to understand that the soil is the plant's digestive system. So what we do is we prepare that food that the plant is going to take out. We prepare in the soil, and then the plant is going to be able to take and use slowly the food that the plant needs, depending on the different states or the different requirements of the plant. We have different experiences all over, and what we do as well, I mentioned, is different compost, and we inoculate that compost with different microbiology, depending on the situation, to accelerate that natural processes. In the meantime, that we build soil for a long-term fertility, we need to manage the short-term fertility through foliar spray. This is what I mentioned earlier in the presentation. the biofertilizer have that power to feed that plant for a short period of time. In the meantime, you build that fertility in the soil. Here we have an image in UK spraying in the orchard biofertilizer there at Rackmans. And the other key base or key point to me when we manage agricultural system is protect the plant. We protect the plant through nutrition and through different biopreparation. Always I put this example in Africa that we make ash brew. It's very easy, it's with ash and soup. And we combat a big problem the last 5 or 4 years in Africa, that was the army worm in maize. So that was a big impact, a single preparation like this one, and the big effect in a huge continent that is Africa. We were working a lot in there, in many programs the last few years, all over Africa, through trying to make bioinputs so the people is easy to get access and technology to transition onto agroecology. So there is a very nice example, and the people there in Africa now is expert in all this technology. How we manage the pest and disease is through nutrition. A plant is healthy or is not healthy or have pest and disease what have mineral deficiency. We need to understand the principle of nutrition in plants is a diversity of elements, a constant supply. The minerals in the soil have to be available but not soluble, not in a soluble form how the conventional fertilizers are. We need to put there the food so the plant can take whenever the plant needs. And for sure, it's important that those elements or that molecules have to be organically synthesized through microbiology. We get the source of the diversity of elements through different types of rock dust, ashes, and one important thing to this approach is to bring back everything that is coming from the earth. In this case, we take the phosphorus from the ponds. So we create different steps, pyrolysis and different methodologies, and we burn the ponds and we create phosphate. And we use that source of phosphorus to put back on the earth, because there is a peak of phosphorus in the world that is very dangerous, because the phosphorus, the natural sources of phosphorus is nearly finished. Another important that I wanted to share is we use a lot of the seawater. The seawater have around 72 different elements, okay? So we use that seawater through a different techniques, not pure, to get fertility as well to the land, to the plants. So we create this, is called hormus, that these have on it 72 different elements. These elements are the ones that are going to create healthy plants, the ones that are going to create the approach that we try to work in agriculture, is the preventive. So we treat the root of the problem, not the problem itself. You can see that I can share many different recipes or ways to use the different resources for property for create fertility. But this type of agriculture or what I'm trying to share is not a set of recipes. It's a mindset change. We need to change the way that we think about agriculture and the way that we use fertility. If you buy a fertilizer, that have a price, but this type of technology have a value, and it works. It works in every kind of soil, climate, etc. So this is really powerful. The principles, just to finish the presentation, is do it yourself. Very important to know what you're doing, to use that source for property to reestablish that balance in the managed land. And as Matt mentioned at the beginning of the introduction, is the most important is bring back the knowledge and decision from companies to farmers. We have that chance, and we need to know or to practice agriculture further than just to read a set or recipes, or I said, every situation is different, every soil is different. So we need to understand that. Agriculture to me is just the art of harvesting the sun through photosynthesis and return to back to the earth what is coming from the earth. If someone is missing, you have to put. That is just the simple of agriculture and fertility. I would like to share as well some resources I think it's interesting, so that people can check. Also, I mentioned, here is the biofertilizer manual. You can get through the Agrarians, the Rendohety web. And here there is another very interesting author, Lynn Margulis, about the philosophy to understand this agriculture, etc. So I recommend to check all this. And yes, to me, thank you very much. And don't forget that as closer we work as a natural forest works, is cheaper, is healthy, and is much better for the planet, for the soil, and for the long-term fertility. So I don't know how long I talked for the presentation. I hope not too much. And thank you very much to all. It was a real pleasure to be here and share this presentation. So thank you very much.
Я хочу поділитися нашими досягненнями мікробіологів у нас в Україні. Значить, справа в тому, що в мікробіомі ґрунту є мікроорганізми безстратеги. Це організми, які впливають на мікобіом і мікробіом ґрунту. І введення в екосистему ґрунту таких мікроорганізмів має вирішальне значення для того, чи продуктивними будуть ці насадження, наскільки вони будуть продуктивними. І, власне, цей мікобіом чи мікробіом, тому що там і гриби, і бактерії, ну і інші організми, оскільки я мікробіолог, то я краще розбираюся в мікроорганізмах, то буду про них говорити. Значить, є та продуктивна флора, яка буде впливати на ріст рослин, і є непродуктивна флора. Значить, як ми це вияснили? Ми провели таке дослідження на одному з господарств наших. Це було господарство, де вирощували горіхи, і його всього неправильно зробили, залили всього гноївкою, надлишковою органікою. В цій гноївці було дуже багато патогенів, 87% Escherichia coli. Ми обробили частину того саду, поділили його на дві частини, частину саду обробили препаратом, який забрав, як ми це фіксували, ми визначали метагеном ґрунту. Тобто за допомогою генетичного дослідження виявили метагеном ґрунту до того, як було оброблений цей сад, і після того. І побачили там таку ситуацію, що мікроорганізми, на яких повпливали оці В-стратеги, ті 87% було Escherichia coli, вони просто знизили свою кількість до 3-4%. А проявилися ті види, які стимулювали гумусоутворення, і ті види, які стимулювали ріст рослин. Отже, є організми, В-стратегії, які мають ключову позицію в мікробіомі ґрунту. І коли ми плануємо наші роботи в господарстві, то ми повинні оцей підхід чітко планувати. Тому що якщо ми додамо туди чогось такого і чогось такого, воно все не працюватиме. Працюватиме тільки, коли ми правильно з цим будемо працювати. Тому дуже дякую вам за ваш досвід. Я просто доповнила нашим досвідом.
Okay. So thank you for your presentation. I'm curious about like this, from farming economical perspective about money. So does it cost more or less? Also related to labor expenses. How do you think? Obviously, I understand that from the permacultural ecological view, it's better. But related to this cost, because like conventional farmers are not so easy to pursue, that are this is better just because of the environment. Thank you.
Yes, I think from the environmental side is much better, and also from the economical side, because the conventional agriculture always and is normal is focused in yield, okay, but yield are no healthy plants, so they are you have to use a lot pesticides or fungicides to bring back that balance in the system. This what you creating is a more resilient system through the time. So also is about how's the word is not about yield. It's about healthy system that costs as well less in bio input to get input. So it's a balance between productions and also environmental side. Before, I think I understood, I don't know if I understood about the pathogens. So I would like to say that this is a safe technology, because through the fermentation process, all the pathogens are going to not disappear, but they are in a very low levels. So we got many tests from biofertilizer, and the presence of E. coli or Salmonella or coliformes is not there. So it's very safe to use. It's just to use that microbiology for that system. We have experience from a backyard garden to even 2,000 hectares, and the yield and the benefit that you get from this is huge. The labor, yes, you have to make the biofertilizer at the beginning, and also sometimes depends on the quality of the biofertilizer. You need to tweak the methodology or the method how to apply, maybe more often, maybe less. So yes, there is no a recipe about biofertilizer. Is depending of each situation. We need to study the case. So yeah, thank you.